be, which leaves you just over broke every single month. Living your life just for the weekend, living life just on the weekend, because the other 5 days belong to your manager. You see, there's a big difference between a job and a career. Because in a career, no matter how many hours you work, you do it because it's satisfactory. But in a job, you do it for a salary. You're stuck in the rat race. And you know, being stuck in the rat race is one of the biggest of traps, because as a matter of fact, even if you win the rat race, you're still just a rat. See, I understand the need to have a job temporarily, but pursue a career eventually. A job.
Alright, what's good, y'all? Let's talk the effects of social media right quick. This will be probably my next topic for my next video, so I'm going to just get into little increments of how I feel and what I think on social media and how it's affected us, you know, mindset-wise, how it's affected the society and how we make decisions, how it's affected the society and our behavior towards one another, how it's affected society and the all-time depression that's leading this world generation in the culture. You see what I'm saying? Social media has played a big part positively, but it's also played a big part negatively. You see what I'm saying? So let's outweigh the positive with the negative. You know what I'm saying? If we were to really speak about social media, me personally, I would say that social media is more so negatively influences generation more than positively. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times there are now agendas being pushed on social media about how we go about our everyday lives. Is it really controlling you, or are you social media controlling you, or are you controlling it? I feel like we have to ask ourselves this question when it comes to this generation and when it comes to our mental health. I feel like social media is now controlling this generation in a very negative space. You see what I'm saying? It's getting everybody on a one accord to think this way, act this way, do these things, and all the while lose yourself while trying to gain the world. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times in the Bible, it talks about not falling victim to Satan's devices. Me personally, I feel like social media is one of Satan's victorious devices that's worked throughout this whole decade. You see what I'm saying? On controlling the masses and eliminating the masses and having it serve that one world agenda that they've been pushing or planning for years on years. And social media has been a big impact on them pushing that agenda. And so far it's worked. It's worked in division. It's worked in divide and conquer. It's worked in relationships failing. It's playing with social media has worked. You see what I'm saying? And it's played its part slowly but surely in dividing the generations on to come. This is the way that they can get to the younger, and this is the way that they can get to the older. You see what I'm saying? This not only affects us in the now, but it affects us in the future on how these generations of people play out and how they turn out in the future, because social media has now gained a mass influence on the minds of the people. You see what I'm saying? So now we're chasing this thing that's not even really real. We're chasing these influences that's not even real. We're chasing these people that we don't even see, but from afar, from a screen, and seeking self-validation from these likes and from these videos and from all these things. And it only makes you drive closer and closer from yourself. So it's like you're losing yourself again while trying to gain the world. So again, gain yourself by losing social media, please.
3, 2, 1.
We are a generation of explorers and believers. We are willing to overcome the challenges and the difficulties to achieve the impossible. When we put our minds to it, we can achieve anything. Yet, despite all of our advances, we are unable to fix our own problems. Depression, stress, anxiety, heartbreak, addiction. We are unwilling to explore our own hearts to believe in something greater than ourselves. Despite man's biggest achievements, only love has the power to fix us.
See, what we see today is just the taking off of it. It's still coming. Technology is going to replace human beings. No one can escape what is getting ready to come upon us. We're not enough involved in the decisions that's made for this country. The people of this country really don't know what's going on. They're being told certain things, we're being told this. But when you really stop and take inventory and observe what is taking place, There's a movement going down in America. It's called moving people from one position to another. And it's not a fast movement, technology.
It has to make you aware that something's even pulling your strings. That's what I don't like. I don't like something pulling my strings. I want to be in full control. If I'm making this decision, it's because I'm consciously saying, yo, I want to do this, and I'm okay with the repercussions.
Right.
Social media, I don't like the repercussions. I feel like I'm wasting time. I feel like I'm allowing other people's thoughts to become my thoughts. I feel like I'm diving into other people's business. I feel like there's good from it. I feel like it's a, it's a news source. You know what I mean? It's like communication. I feel like there's positives of it, but the negatives I don't like. It's on me to say, let me get back control of this. Somebody has to make you aware.
Right now, yeah, you should go. Yeah, you should go. Because you just killed your boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and yeah. Yeah, okay, cool.
To the limit, to the wall, for a chance to be with you, I'd gladly through the fire. To the limit, to the wall, for a chance to be with you, I'd gladly through the fire. To the limit, to the wall, for a chance to be with you, I'd gladly.
Why are you hiding that?
I don't know. I do my best to be positive.
Sounds exhausting, though. Do you ever just allow yourself to feel the hurt?
Yeah.
When's the last time you just allowed yourself to feel it?
I waver. If anything, I feel like I have to fight it off and keep positive and focus. It's a battle.
What if you didn't fight it off?
It just would be so much time lost.
How so?
Just I feel like if I'm not working hard to have positive energy, be ambition and move forward, then it's just very easy to stay in one place.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's not very progressive. And sometimes I do try to go the other direction where I'm like, all right, I need to just give it a few days of being on this other dark side.
Inside, you seem really hurt.
Let me tell you something. We live in an era where if you don't post what you got, people think you don't got it. If you don't post who you with, you ain't with nobody. People assume just because you don't post the things you do that you ain't really doing it. They don't understand that I'm trying to protect the shit that I love to do, because if I show you what I love to do, you gonna hate on it, judge it, and talk about it. And I'm trying to keep it all out of hater face. People live off assumption in this era. This is the era where they judge you off what you post. You ain't doing it if you ain't showing it. But everybody don't come from this generation where you see and say. We come from an era where we do and we don't say. We ain't got to show you what we doing. Just cause we don't post our happiness, that don't mean we ain't happy. Just cause we don't post our money, that don't mean we ain't getting no money. Just cause we don't post the person we with, that don't mean we lonely, baby. That just mean we trying to keep it away from you, cause we know you ain't nothing but a hater. All you gonna do is hate.
Get your hands off of me.
I went through your fucking phone. You should have been left. You should have never came back. Go be with the bitch that you spent 10K on. Buying ass pussy ass nigga. Go. Leave. Leave.
I'm leaving. You're behind my car with a gun. You need to back away, girl.
You should have been.
That's two deadly weapons. Two deadly weapons. You're trying to stifle me.
Because people have their real life and then they have social media life, and then they made it separate to where you could be a fucking pedophile in real life, but on social media you love kids. You love kids. So you could be a drug addict in real life, and on social media, oh, he got money. He got money, right? He's a rapper. So let's forget that he's a drug addict out of his fucking mind. The nigga's out of his fucking mind. But because he's a rapper, we don't give a fuck. Oh, would you listen to a crackhead on the street? If a crackhead came up to you and said some shit, and a regular, sane, college-educated person who don't do drugs came and said, this is what happened, who the fuck is you finna listen to? You finna listen to the crackhead on the street? Oh, because these niggas have money and shit, they're not crackheads on the street. You're right, they're dressed up junkies. That's what I like to call them, dressed up junkies. These niggas is high off their, don't know what the fuck be going on 9 times out of 10, 23 hours a motherfucking day, and you listen to them. Y'all listen to them. These are the people they put in your face. They put in your face the absolute worst people you should be looking up to. And they dress them up. They give them money. And now all of a sudden we look up to them. But in real life, it's cap. It's cap. It's cap. It's cap.
It was, the name of the episode is called Clout is One Hell of a Drug. Now, in that, I'm explaining what clout is. Now, a lot of y'all may disagree with me. Tell me if you're gonna will do for clout. It's what people will do for it, right? So what Offset and Amigos was saying, you know what I'm saying? They do anything for clout. Yeah, people messed that up though. Y'all took that and y'all made that something else. So y'all think clout is now bad. There's a stigma put on the word clout. No. Clout is nothing but is nothing but exposure for gain. Beneficial gain. Clout. Like I said, everybody loves clout. Everybody wants clout. Everybody wants it. Now when you crave it, that means it's a desperation for it. And you'll do anything for it when you crave it. But everybody wants clout. I'm going to be the first to say, yes, I want it. That's why I do Just with the Mess. That's why I do travel the fucking world. I want clout. Clout is gain. Gain. The likeness of fans. That's my clout. I want clout. I'm gaining the likeness of my fans. I want more fans. I want my fandom to grow. I want my fan base to grow. Now I got clout in London. You see that? I went over there. I did a show. It was sold out. Amazing. Now I have clout in London. I'm going to tour Europe next year. I want clout in Europe. Next, I want clout in Asia. I want clout in Africa. I want clout. I want clout in all continents. Do you understand? I don't only want clout from America. You get what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. It's different. Clout is to be known. Thank you. Thank you. Clout is to be known. But the influence of the media makes you think that clout is, I don't want you. Tell me this. Nobody even wants to be a fan anymore these days. If you call somebody a fan, that's an insult now. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? I commented back to a girl, right? She commented on YouTube, the episode, because I said I'm a celebrity. That there's celebrities and then there's influencers, you know? The influencers are the new socialites. You know, this is the new way of the world. But there are still another category of celebrities, you know? Yes. And then you have your influencers who has transitioned into celebrities, you know? I'm not downing anyone, but there is a difference. It's a big difference, right? Denzel Washington, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, they're not influencers. They have influence, but they are celebrities. They're celebrities. Just hilarious. I'm an influencer turned celebrity. This girl did not understand that. Look, yo, we get so caught up in people not feeling good about themselves that we have to always think that we have to humble somebody. We think that we have to. Wait, let me see. Somebody just made me mad real quick. Hold up.
I'm getting this connection there. I'm getting that kind of connection. Like, people can be just really rich and stuck up and stuck in the 3D in society that they will be miserable their whole lives. Sadly. All the money and status in the world won't bring you happiness. Have after that money. Yeah, you can buy a boat, but can you buy happiness? Can you buy a true love? Can you buy authenticity or genuine people? No. You lose those. Shooting for the things that you think matter the most, that when you're on your deathbed you look down and you say, God damn, why the fuck did I think this stuff was so important over something so special? Over something I never knew what it would be. But those feelings were there, that intimacy, that love, that excitement, that unknowing feeling of what are we gonna get into? Who are you to me? You care too much in an ego-based relationship of what others think, your parents think, everyone else thinks, to realize when you have a true, genuine love in front of you, not in a weird way, not in a, like, I don't want to say spiritual, but you found your other half and it scares you so much and you're so terrified that you try to push them off, but not only push them off, you push off all your own feelings, you push off everything you feel, and you're unhappy in the end. Why? Because you never gave your soul the chance to go for what it wanted. You were too bothered by what other people thought and how people perceived you to go after the love of your life. That's the energy I am getting here.
These people will get online and lie to you and tell you, oh, just be positive, don't never be negative, don't never do this. When in fact, some of those people are some of the most negative people and they're putting up a facade for you. That's a lie, that's not life. Life has ups and downs, ebb and flows. There's polarity. Even when Yeshua was on the cross, this is the man that was flawless. This is the flawless, no blemish-free lamb of all. One of his last moments in the flesh, what did he say before God rained down judgment? He said, Father, why have you forsaken me? Did that sound positive to you? And then his judgment came because he could no longer take it. There's something called righteous anger, family, and toxic positivity kills me. This expresses itself in so many ways. Let's talk about a few ways that this expresses itself. First of all, everybody's not dealt the same set of cards in this world. Some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. And when I say a silver spoon, I'm not even talking about, oh, because they were born in a mansion. There are several people who were born in a mansion who are miserable and suicidal. So that's not even what I mean when I say that. I just mean actually had a loving, healthy environment. Their actual mental, physical, and emotional needs and spiritual needs were met. To me, that is glorious, right? Of course, nothing's ever perfect, but some people do come up in pretty healthy environments. You have this person. Then you have another person who all hell broke loose since they stepped their foot on the planet. We're not even going to give examples of the type of trauma. We're not going to talk about all them different types of traumas. I'm just going to put the trauma right here. Okay? I'll let you use your own imagination. Watch the news for 2 seconds. Google, in case you've been in a box and you don't realize that there are people who are born into hell of situations here, right here on earth. And a person who might have came from here with a silver spoon in their mouth will have the nerve to look at this person and say, just be positive. Like that's supposed to fix everything, like the person hasn't already heard that before. Like if it's just a magic pill that you take, like, can you just give me the positive pill? Thank you, I'm positive now. I forgot, I completely don't even have any emotional, I don't have trauma stored in my body. Do you realize that trauma is stored in the body, family? That's why there's a lot of things, there's a lot of different exercises, there's a lot of different types of meditations. There's so much that we can do to release trauma that's stored in the body. We're not even going to talk about the subconscious that we're programmed since we're always programmed. We're programmed as children, and then we're still programmed even as adults. What do you think is beautiful? What do you think is success? What do you think is intelligence? And I'm pretty sure your definition of those things have to do with some type of circumstantial environmental programming that you've experienced that told you that's what this is or told you that's what that was. We don't really start to step into freedom until we start to question everything that we already just naturally, automatically think this is it. This is what success is. Why is that what success is? Well, Oh, I never thought about that. I guess I thought that's what success is because that's what everybody said on TV. I guess I thought that's what success is because everybody who's balling on YouTube and every celebrity that's balling are flashing their things. So I thought I wouldn't be successful until I'm able to flash my things. I guess that's what I was taught. I guess I was taught the only way that you can be successful is you have a whole bunch of subscribers on YouTube. If you ain't got no numbers, you ain't got nothing. But who told you that? It's not until we start to define things for ourselves where we truly get freedom. But I digress. I want to go back to the original topic.
Etc. So it's possible, in fact, it's looking likely that the vaccine might suppress the immune system. This fact, the authors concluded, will, quote, have a wide range of consequences, not the least of which include the reactivation of latent viral infections and the reduced ability to effectively combat future infections, end quote. Now again, we sincerely hope that's not true. But it's not just the conclusion of one scientific journal. The Lancet, maybe the most famous scientific journal in the world, released similar findings in February. The Lancet's piece was entitled, quote, Risk of Infection, Hospitalization, and Death up to 9 months after a second dose of COVID-19 vaccine. A physician called Kenji Yamamoto made this observation about the data from The Lancet. He wrote this in a letter to the Journal of Virology, and we're quoting, the study showed that immune function among vaccinated individuals 8 months after the administration of 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccine was lower than that among the unvaccinated individuals. Now your first response, if you're a humane person, to a line like that has got to be deep sympathy. Because people were misled, they were forced. Medical ethics thrown out the window. People were forced to take medicine they didn't want. And some of them may have been hurt by it. And you don't have to take this man's word for it. Pull up the Lancet study yourself. You won't find anything of the text of the article saying what Kenji Yamamoto said, which is weird. Why would the Lancet want to hide a major finding like that? We can't say. But if you look at table 3 in the piece, here's what you'll find buried in the data. Among people around the age of 80 who have been double vaccinated, that would include people like Joe Biden, the per capita rate of medical incidences, including hospitalizations or death, is nearly twice as high as the rate of serious incidents for the unvaccinated. This is 180 days after vaccination. What is that?
Talk about this thing, older mentors of mine talk about buck breaking. So we talk about tropes. This is something that we feel like in the black community that happened way back in the day, where if there was a slave that was defiant, right, he got broken in front of everybody in order to show that he was not in a position of power. And that at the end of the day, he had to do what he was told to do because that's what was mandated of him. And there's a bigger situation going on. What's happening with Kyrie Irving? If the Nets don't want him to be there, just say you don't want him to be there. But we should hold everybody accountable, even owners of teams accountable, with things that are happening in other countries, i.e. China and Uyghurs and the Muslim genocide that is occurring, that we hear Enes Kanter talk about. But we don't keep the same energy for everybody. We pick and choose what conversational points we want to make more polarizing. And I might lose my job. I might lose deal opportunities in the future for speaking out about even the platforms that continue to promote and profit a movie that is considered anti-Semitic to billions of people. They don't have to be accountable. Who is accountable? But we're going to put everything on the shoulders of Kyrie Irving, who, even though he said, I cannot be anti-Semitic because if I know where I came from, stating that he's one of the 4 lost tribes. He's saying that blacks and Jews come from the same entity, the same thing. But we don't want to understand nuance. We want to be triggered by words. And we like fire. And we like things that are, going viral on social media. And everybody has some kind of hot take. And we're calling people idiots. And we're calling people names because that's what we do. We just destroy each other. I ain't going to destroy each other, man. I'm not going to do that. Is Kyrie Irving anti-Semitic? Hell no. Could he have gone about it maybe a different way? That's what I would have advised him to do. But I'm not going to let you...
Is dying. Old ways of living, the old ways of doing things, it's not going to last for too much longer. I'm saying this to y'all specifically because it's important that those that understand, that are aligned and what's going on around here, that y'all paying attention, because without us making a change right now and shifting our consciousness, our kids they're gonna fall victim to this system too. And the system I'm talking about it's a myriad of objective topics that we follow since we were kids, which is sex, love, relationships, religion, culture, class, finance, entertainment, media, social platforms at this point. Please do not fall victim to these things that are being manipulated and controlled. Please do not. Please do not. We have so many truth tellers out here that are doing the right things, and I could point them out, but you have to have your own level of discernment once you're consciously awakened to what's really going on. And I could go on and on, but look, I have to speak in general topics because it gets too mixy. You know what I'm saying? But I hopped on here specifically to share something with y'all. My generation, the millennial generation, we got to be better. We got to be better. My millennial generation, we got to be better. We know too much of the truth. And sometimes that will put us in places where we're fearful or we have anxiety. And in order to make an impact out here that is generationally sound, where it lasts for not just one generation, but for 7 to 10 to 20 generations now, we have to break free mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to do it, but we have people out here that are willing to extend a helping hand and do it. And I went live on this main page because I know that, some people are going to take this as, oh man, this guy's, what is he talking about now? This guy thinks and it's like, it's not even about that. I don't even have energy to give that to give to that today, or any point in my life. But I will tell you this, we got to be better. We have to protect our youth. We have to protect our ways of life. We have to protect the kids that are looking up to us. So my millennial generation, this is a call out to you.
Oh man, what's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Eli Talks TV. I'm back with another video. Now in this video, I'm gonna be explaining the rat race. Now I made a video about this, a couple of months back, but the rat race in this video is gonna coincide with social media, the identity behind social media, the community behind social media, the mission behind social media. What is the mission, identity, and community behind social media and why we use this app? What is the purpose for why we use these apps? What is the purpose for why we act the way we act in this world? What is the purpose and the reason for why we do the things that we do? Social media has taken a big impact on why we make the decisions that we make and why we decide on the things that's not always good for us. In the Bible it says to not fall victim to Satan's devices. Satan in his device would be social media, because what is everyone falling victim to? Everyone is falling victim to toxicity, toxic relationships, toxic individuals, toxic states of minds, toxic states of being, behavior, attitudes. These things are taking way in our society, and we brush it off as if it's something that's to be glorified. See, now they will call good evil and evil good, and by using social media, it can turn the whole narrative on what is really pure and what's really evil, and they can make it to sort it out as good. They can make evil seem good through social media, because social media is the most powerful influence in our state, in our world, in our generation right now. So if we as a society focus more on negativity, and it's being shown through these news outlets and these social medias and all this good stuff, then what are we going to inhabit within our neighborhoods? What are we going to inhabit within our identity? What are we going to inhabit within our communities? What are we going to inhabit within our purpose in life, within our mission in life? What do those things do to us as a society as we try to push forward and move forward into who we need to become. See, a lot of people are just becoming what social media wants for them. So Satan is going to use social media to disguise himself, disguise you, and make him out and make his image be put on you. See, what he's going to do is use social media to make you in his image. And this is the perfect way that Satan could get everyone on one accord, that new world order, that new one world religion. That's his way of getting everybody on one accord on, okay, this is how you act, this is how I act, this is how we think, this is how I think, this and that, and we all act and think the same way. There's no uniqueness, there's no differentiation, there's no maybe this person is a little bit more different than I expect. You know, maybe this person has this uniqueness about them that I expect. There's no uniqueness. Is everybody doing the same thing, saying the same thing, acting the same way, thinking the same way? This is what they want. This is what they need. Because if you step outside that box, if you step outside that barrier, if you step outside those boundaries, just like we seen with Kyrie, you get shut down. They got now what's called cancel culture. Anytime people speak the truth, they get shut down because this powerful tool allows for certain truth speakers and people who try to rebel against this system to be taken down. Because who is running those social media accounts? Who's running these Facebook? Who's running Instagram? Who's running these news outlets? You feel what I'm saying? That's what the question that we got to ask ourselves. Who is really running these things, and why do they have so much influence, and why do they have such a reason, such a problem with trying to shut down truth speakers? Why do they have such a problem with that? Why is that such an issue for them? Why is that trying to concern them on what people speak about and what people say? See, freedom of speech is not freedom no more. You see what I'm saying? Freedom of speech is not freedom no more. There's no freedom in speech no more. They're taking that away from you, and they're going to do it through social media first. Now, social media is taking everybody's identity away from them. Number one, why is it taking everybody's identity away from them? Because everybody's identity is not their real self. So when you are dealt with unauthentic people, it's coming from a false self. It's coming from ego. What does social media do for you? It serves your ego. It serves the things that you feel that are valuable to your flesh. It doesn't serve your soul. You know, the things that's valuable to your soul is being given through, you know what I'm saying, God and spirituality, that type of stuff. So when we are dealt with people with things that serve our soul, not serve our soul, but things that serve our flesh more than our soul, then it takes us away from ourselves. See what I'm saying? And so if they can take you away from yourself, and they can take you away from your and get you more so in your ego, then they can take you away from yourself. They can take you away from who you're meant to be. They can take you away from your purpose, your mission, your goal, whatever you try to become outside of that. They'll take you away from it because you are so consumed in this app. You're so consumed in these things that don't matter. You see what I'm saying? You're so consumed in things that bring you nothing but ego boosts. It's an ego boost. Every time you get a like, every time somebody shows you, you know what I'm saying, some type of validation online. Anytime people that's why people get so in their heads. You see what I'm saying? So whenever they're being torn down by the very thing that builds them up, they commit suicide. They stop going about life. People be getting cyberbullied because now what used to just be harmless is now turned out as evil. Because now, just like human nature, we rebel against things that's really good for us. We rebel against things that's supposed to really bring us improvement. We rebel against that because now it's a battle. You see what I'm saying? Between worlds. It's a battle between mindsets. It's a battle between good and evil. And good and evil is being battled every day. Almost every time you look on social media, almost every time you scroll, it's being there. It's right there. It's spiritual warfare. So what they're doing is they're playing spiritual warfare on your mind. And what they're doing is they're taking you further and further away from your own identity, further and further away from your own authenticity, further and further away from your own uniqueness. No one is unique anymore, man. No one has their own identity anymore. It's all caught up in celebrity. It's caught up in these songs that we listen to. It's caught up in how, you feel me, other people dress and how your favorite celebrity dress. So now you want to dress like that. Now you want to talk like that. Now you want to act like that and think that way because your favorite celebrity is doing it. But these celebrities don't even know you. So what makes you think these celebrities is going to give any what of a damn about you and you're praising them? You see what I'm saying? It's weird. So I got a whole nother, that's a whole nother video. But anyway, so identity. That's one thing. Next is community. How does social media affect our communities? You feel it? Just look throughout our neighborhoods. Look throughout how we treat each other. Let's take black people, for example. Social media has caused us to, I mean, I lost my homie, right? I lost my homies, and he was beefing with another brother, you feel me, over social media. You see what I'm saying? And so he ended up losing himself. He ended up losing his life over social media, because now it's like it's online. You have a point to prove that this and that. I don't know the full story, but that's what I do know. See what I'm saying? So what happens when now social media has influenced you, and it's got your identity focused on, this is who I am online. So if I don't act out who I am online, then I'm not gonna be really that dude in real life. I'm not gonna be that woman in real life. You see what I'm saying? So let me keep up with this fake image that I portray online. You see what I'm saying? And try to prove a point to a group of people that don't even know you exist, or don't even care that you have what you have, or do what you do. You see what I'm saying? So now that allows for you to have to prove, everyone to have to prove a point. You see what I'm saying? And it works in communities, because now it can influence and infiltrate communities on how to think and how to move. See what I'm saying? And through this influence, whatever you focus on is whatever you manifest in you know, if you focus on it long enough, you'll end up manifesting it in your life. So if we focus on negativity long enough, if we are shown negativity long enough through social media, then it's going to show up in our lives. It's going to show up in our life. It's going to show up in how we talk. It's going to show up in how we walk. It's going to affect our communities. It's going to affect how we treat people in our communities. It's going to affect everything that's in our communities. And it's going to take us further and further away from our identity, And so if that happens, right, it affects our communities and stuff like that. It coincides and it plays a role in our mission in life. We start to forget our mission in life, because now you're so lackadaisical and you're so worried about what's going on social media and in this other world, this whole metaverse. Now they got the metaverse out. It's this other world that they want you to focus on, so you can get away from real life, so you can stop being yourself in real life, stop getting money in real life, stop trying to save people in real life, stop trying to, you know, do whatever you need to do in real life. It takes you away from real life. You see, until you become fake. You know, I got a you know, one of my good friends, one of my good friends has suggested to me, he said, it's like you trying to live real in a fake culture. You know what I'm saying? Living real in a fake culture is very, very important. And a lot of people are living fake, and they think they're living real in a fake culture. This is a fake world that's been set up through social media that everyone thinks that they are being so real in. And it's like every time we get to the point where we feel like, oh, okay, you know, if it's being shown online, if it's being proved and said online, then I gotta believe it. So this takes you away from individualism. Individual thought. Your thought process is no longer focused on, this is how I think, this is how I move, this is who I am. Now it's focused on, what do these people think if I post this? What do these people think if I say this? What do these people think if I do this? Because this and that is going to reflect in this, because it's being posted online, because everybody else on social media doesn't agree with it, or somebody doesn't always have the same viewpoint. So it allows for, you know, negative, toxic disagreements and stuff like that. And it deters you from what's really important, which is what really is important is your mission in life. What is your mission in life? You can't figure that out through no social media, man. You got to be alone. See, you know, God never brought his prophets these dreams and these visions when they was all out, you know what I'm saying, partying, or they was all out clubbing, or they was all out smoking. I'm not trying to take no shots at nobody who does it. That's you. You do your life. You do what you do. But God never showed anybody or gave anybody a dream or a vision while they was damn doing what we do in this day and age, which is drink, smoke, club, party, fuck. And then we think we gonna receive God's grace. Then we think, oh, we wonder why is my life like this? Why do I feel like this? Why am I feeling stuck? You know what I'm saying? Why is nothing moving in my life? Well, look at your decisions. Your decisions are your fruit. Your fruit bear a witness in your actions. You see what I'm saying? In your actions and your fruits and your decisions come from your mind. that transfers to your heart. Your heart shows you your countenance of character. That shows your fruit. You see what I'm saying? So what's in your heart is going to show in your countenance of character. It's going to show in how your lifestyle looks. It's going to show in how you portray yourself on an everyday basis. And everybody's content of character is being portrayed through a false image, a false identity. And it deters them from their own mission. It leads them astray from their own purpose in life. And now they no longer have a purpose in life, because now the world is giving you an identity. The world is giving you a community. The world is giving you a mission in life, a false mission that seems to be, that portrays to be something that is for you, but really ain't. See what I'm saying? Because it's sweet. It looks good on the outside. Social media is built for people who think that they perfect, really, and people who try to portray that they perfect. See what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect, but social media has done such a well job at portraying people as perfect that we no longer know how to let people live. We no longer know how to let people make mistakes. You see what I'm saying? We no longer allow for people to make their own progress in life, because we're so social media driven. We think we have to get it now. We have to do this now. We have to be like this now, because social media is, you know, everybody on social media winning but me. I used to think like that, man. Everybody on social media winning but me. Everybody over on social media got this, and that but me. Everybody on social media got this type of relationship but me. Everybody on social media got this type of car but me. Everybody on social media got this type of lifestyle but me. I ain't got it. So that means I ain't living. But that's false, because it looks perfect and nice on the outside because it's decorated good. But what does Satan do? He decorates it good. He decorates sin good. He decorates what you like good. Everything that you like is on social media. Why is that? Everything that looks good is on social media. Why is that? But when you come into reality, it's nothing like that. See, then we get so focused on perfection. And this is where perfection comes from. Now we want to perfect everything in our life because it's being shown through social media. This is how I should be living. This is how I should be speaking. This is how I should be walking. This is how I should be talking. This is how I should be living my life. Because it's being portrayed on social media that this is the lifestyle, when it really is not. You see what I'm saying? So what happens when that whole narrative is finally shifted? Now you're living in real life. Now you ain't worried about nobody else's opinions. Now you ain't worried about how I'm portrayed on social media, or what people say to me on social media, or what happens to me, you know what I'm saying? They don't agree with my ideals. They don't agree with how I talk, or this and that. So I gotta switch it up. I gotta change it up. You're not gonna make me change up how my viewpoints. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Kyrie. You're not gonna make me change up my viewpoints on what I want for my life and what I want for my lifestyle and what I believe in, my belief points, what I materialize myself in as a human being to freedom of speech. This is who I am. This is where I come from. And you're gonna try to deter me from that because you don't agree with it? You don't agree with what I shared on social media? So this now it's like you got a bunch of guinea pigs that's underneath that platform, that, you know, a bunch of people that really ain't got no voice like that, but like to voice their opinion whenever it's trendy. You know what I'm saying? Now you got them saying something, when really they ain't even got a valid point on what they saying. They just saying it because everybody else saying it. They saying that they hate Kyrie because everybody else saying that they hate Kyrie. They saying that they hate this and that about somebody because everybody else hate this and that about somebody, because it aligns with being popular. You see, I'd rather be anointed than popular. You see what I'm saying? Popularity is only here for an extension. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to keep on track. So the rat race, right? The rat race is something that we are all running. And the rat race is something that we all have to beat. You know, everything starts for a reason, ends for a reason. So whenever you are in the middle of a rat race, what I call social media can involve anything else outside of that as well. But the rat race to me is life, living life, man. You know, stop chasing things that are running from you. Relationships, people that are running from you. Family that's running from you, draining you, taking you away from yourself, taking you away from your identity, taking you away from your community, taking you away from your mission. These are things that's running from you. Money, always trying to chase the bag. You gotta chase this, chase that. You're running towards it while killing yourself. Everybody talks about selling your soul. Well, you're selling your soul every day. Your celebrities, you tell them that they selling their soul because they out in the open doing it. You out, you know what I'm saying? You talking about this and that, but you selling your soul every day. Who you selling your soul to? See what I'm saying? You're not selling it to God based off your actions. So who you selling your soul to? Because I'm telling you, you selling your soul to the same God that they serving. See what I'm saying? And it's gonna show through your actions. It's gonna show through your lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? And in your life, and it's gonna show up in how you live and how you portray yourself. You know what I'm saying? How you carry yourself. It's gonna show up. So, not to get off topic, but when we start to imagine, right? When we start to get to the point where we no longer can separate ourselves from, fake life to real life. Now it's all in social media. It's all in what we can portray and do on social media. It's all in trying to get validation from people and likes and video and through social media. It's like we take ourselves further and further away from ourselves, man. And when we do that, you have like I said in the beginning of the video, you have a generation of lost people, unauthentic people, ununique people. And then it's like, again, going back to that rat racing analogy, you're chasing things that's running away from you. You're chasing things and people and places and likes and videos and trends and stuff like that. And it's taking you further and further away from who you should become, your mission, your identity, your community, your being, your well-being, your mental. Sometimes people have to take breaks off of social media because they're running this rat race of trying to keep up with this lifestyle. And this lifestyle is draining them. It's draining them trying to keep up with the Ferraris and in the houses and the nice cars and the nice chains and in the fancy captions and trying to keep up this image because I need for this image to be there, because really it's uprooted through false insecurity. It's uprooted through false identity. Everything about this is false, but I believe that it's real because I made it real in my own head. It's not real because it's actually authentic. It's just real because it's inauthentic. It's bred in insecurity. And so I feel like a lot of people are doing these things online because it's bred out of insecurity. It's bred out of not having a sense of self through childhood. Starts through childhood. It starts through not getting enough attention. It starts through being bullied. It starts through, family dynamics that were once broken. It starts through that. It's deeply rooted, and it shows up through how people portray themselves online. It shows up through how people portray themselves on an everyday basis. It shows up in that because it's falsehood. It's leading you to believe that this is real, but it's not real. This is a fake world and a fake culture because we believe that fake shit is real. We believe that doing wrong is the real thing to do. It's the honest thing to do. It's the cool thing to do. We believe that social media is the thing that gives us identity. We believe that this rat race that we run is a lifestyle that we really want, but really it's been given to us through a false system. So what happens when the system fails? So does your falseness. So does that fake image that you portrayed. So does all of the things that you've brought up materialistically, all the things that you chase materialistically, that fails along with it. That fails along with it because guess what? No foundation was built on what you were chasing. No foundation was built. God was not in the middle of that, so it has to be taken away from you, and you can't get it back unless you pray, unless you repent. But who is really gonna do that when Satan got everything in their hands? Satan giving them everything that they want to give them, that they want. You know what I'm saying? And they sitting there like, you know what? I might as well take it because it's being given to me. It feels good in the moment. It serves my insecurities. It serves who I fake to be on an everyday basis. I can't really be real. See, if you don't know yourself, you can't know me. You can't love me if you don't love yourself. You can't love life if you don't get outside of people. No, outside of this social materialistic views and world, you can't really live. No one is really living. Everyone is really living to die. Everybody is really living to die. So don't live to die. Try to you feel me? Choose life. Life is after social media. Life is outside. Life is around you. You see what I'm saying? It's not in social media. It's not in what you try to chase on an everyday basis that you think is real. You know, let go of those things, because those things will not bring you prosperity. It'll only drive you closer and closer to ego. And God is not in ego. The devil is in ego. God is through soul. So if you want to connect through soul, find God. And by finding God, you'll find life. Life is God. Ego is death. The devil brings death. God gives life. Find the two. Realize the two. And you'll figure out your purpose, your mission, your identity. And you'll help save your community. Thank you.